Hello, I am thrilled to share this overview of the Ohio River Basin Alliance and the work to promote outdoor recreation with those in attendance at the Tennessee Riverline Annual Summit. My name is David Wicks and I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, Ohio River Mile 602. I live on a small Ohio River tributary called Heritage Creek. Since my retirement from the Jefferson County Public Schools 12 years ago as Director of Environmental Education, I have been involved in Ohio River recreation through my work at River City Paddle Sports, the Ohio River Recreation Trail, as well as serving as ORBA's chair for nature-based recreation. This presentation has three sections. First, an overview of the Ohio River Basin Alliance and the Ohio River Basin Strategic Plan. Second, to provide a status report on the past 1.5 years of work to promote outdoor recreation. Finally, we are seeking review of the concepts presented here in this presentation. We'd like to invite you to participate. The Ohio River Basin is huge, touching 14 states. Our rivers, in addition to being a transportation and commercial corridor, they are integral as recreational resources. 25 million people live in the basin with over 2,500 miles of navigable waterways. Outdoor recreation, in addition to a pathway for better human and ecological health, recreation has a huge economic impact. ORBA's vision is to be able to speak one voice for the Ohio River. Over the past decades, collaborative summits have occurred to determine priorities and identify strategies to enhance the basin. In 2019 and 2020, working with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Planning Assistance to States Program, or SANCO, and ORBA developed the Plan for the Ohio River Basin 2020 to 2025. A far-reaching plan for the entire watershed. The plan has 6 basin-wide goals. For each of the goals, ORBA has established a working group. It would be a mistake to address these goals as silos rather than interconnected systems. As just mentioned, ORBA's goals are connected in many aspects. For example, recreation is based on healthy ecosystems and safety is enhanced by coordination with the river's transportation and commercial interests. One of the most important strategies is to work and to support the Ohio River Congressional Caucus. How can we encourage additional federal assistance in promoting the goals of the 6 working groups? We believe that there are many synergistic activities that would assist river towns in developing outdoor recreation initiatives that could have a significant economic impact. These recreational activities also have much benefit for public health and developing a sense of place. We are not starting from scratch. Many organizations are working on this with many initiatives already underway. It is envisioned that this working group can provide an opportunity for collaboration and cooperation among these disparate efforts. Our charge is straightforward: enrich the quality of life for people and recreation-based economies by maintaining and enhancing river, lake, and wetland-associated recreation within the basin. In this first phase of the planning, we are focusing on rivers. Think rivers. Each working group was given a specific objectives and strategic actions to pursue. In collaboration with many water trail organizations like Tennessee Riverline, we seek to involve the mayors and other elected officials in supporting water trails and recreational opportunities. We've been asked to develop a network of Army Corps of Engineers, historic lock houses, and wicket dam sites. For this next part of the presentation, I'm going to focus on each strategic action independently. First action we'll explore is the support for trails. The committee is working with the National Park Service's River Trails and Conservation Service to understand the impact of 300 grants that RTCA has facilitated over the past 20 years in the Ohio River Basin. We have analyzed each of the state's outdoor recreation plans and support that came from the Land and Water Conservation Fund. And finally, working with the Army Corps of Engineers, we developed a model recreation gap analysis initiatives for the Ohio River. To enhance collaboration, we co-sponsor the Ohio River Basin Discussion Series, documenting and recording monthly webinars exploring river-related issues. January's webinar is focused on the economic impact of all of Ohio River activities. Another exciting opportunity is to join with other basin organizations to host events in the National Rivers Month. One far-reaching project is the Rivertown Review Program developed by the NPS and the Ohio River Recreation Trail. The focus is to connect communities and promote recreation. 12 communities have participated so far in an in-depth review and discussion about outdoor recreation in their community. There are many other Rivertown support programs, just like what Tennessee Riverline is doing across our entire basin. We should work together to assist river towns to raise awareness of the potential economic impact of outdoor recreation and clearly identify potential funding sources for specific projects. From 1885 to 1929, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers built 51 Ohio River wicket dams and lockhouse compounds to enhance river transportation. These facilities were replaced by 20 modern, larger lock and dam systems. They still exist. Several of the lockhouse compounds have been developed into access points, camping sites, short-term rental, education, and research centers. We are developing a river-wide network of these centers and seek to provide support to restore several of the historic vacant lockhouses as additional access and river-related centers. Working with the West Virginia Office of the Environmental Advocate, we are establishing an ArcGIS hub to identify funding strategies for access points. We're also very supportive of the recently introduced bipartisan outdoor recreation bill. We hope to work with them to expand the focus on water-related recreation. The Ohio River Recreation Trail and the Ohio River Way are actively seeking sustainable funding streams to establish another national water trail. It is the intent of the Recreation Working Group to work with all the organized river trails and to pursue funding for synergistic development of water-related recreation activities. The second overall objective is by 2025 to work on a basin-wide communication plan that focuses on safety and overall benefits to public health. We realize the importance of online mapping to promote a variety of recreational opportunities. Starting at the macro level, working with the River Management Society and their National Rivers Project, we want to list every recreation waterway in the basin on their maps and provide links to the individual water trails online sites for specific and more detailed information. Riverline, the Ohio River Recreation Trail, the Great Miami Riverway, the Ohio River Water Trail in Pittsburgh and Parkersburg, the Licking River, the Green River, to name a few, all have their own databases and GIS data standards. Working together, we could develop these into a seamless database with a more common public interface. As managers of water trails, it is imperative that we reach out to all communities to enhance outdoor recreation opportunities. One pathway is to share information on the new Ohio River discussion series. The final strategic action is advocating for the removal of low-head dams, as they are a major safety issue for recreational boaters. Through the Infrastructure Act recently passed, significant funds are being allocated for the removal of some of these low-head dams, over $125 million. Because of the important habitat implications of this work, this action is being championed by the Ecological Restoration Working Group. Final part of this presentation, I want to describe a few current initiatives, like this month's webinar on economic evaluation. This is the first step of developing a detailed economic impact study for outdoor recreation in the Ohio River Basin. To further develop community support, we are also co-sponsoring a new Ohio River documentary that hopefully will be aired on PBS and shown in a variety of formats to different interested parties. Another activity is on March 16th, as I described. The Ohio River Discussion Series will be hosting a webinar on the historic lockhouses and wicket dam sites and how they support ecological research, historical interpretation, recreation, and local tourism initiatives. The Ohio River Way has contracted with Kolar Designs and Human Nature, two design firms, to develop a model signage system for boat ramp that includes safety, ecological, and historical information. These would be placed at every boat ramp. The designs might be able to be used in other sections of the Ohio River Basin to encourage common messaging about the basin. We are also supporting the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Islands in the Ohio River National Wildlife Refuge and their kayak challenge. They're exploring the feasibility of primitive camping on their islands, which currently are only open from dawn to dusk. This work could influence other state and federal lands to allow primitive camping on their properties. Building upon Louisville's district's successful recreation gap analysis initiative of 275 miles on the river, we are seeking to expand that work to the entire Ohio River Basin. The expanded version could also include a safety assessment and maintenance issues at all of these boat ramps. We could also identify potential primitive camping areas and develop a plan for additional interpretive facilities and information. Working with the River Management Society, we are also promoting Ohio River Basin celebrations during the month of June 2022, National Rivers Month. It is our goal to have events in every congressional district in the Ohio River Basin. I certainly hope Riverline can join us. Finally, we are actively supporting the work to establish the Ohio River Basin as an EPA geographic program with an annual dedicated funding stream for ecological enhancement. Many other U.S. watersheds receive dedicated funding for their specific geographic area. The Ohio River Basin gets zero. Working together, existing water trails can seek better support, which would enable us to have a greater impact for all of our citizens. And the bottom line is to get more people safely out on our rivers. I wish to thank you for your time. And as I said in the beginning of the presentation, I am incredibly impressed with the work of the Tennessee River Line. It is a model for all of us to follow. Here is our contact information, and please continue doing what you're doing. Think about the synergistic activities that will help all of us in the basin to learn from you and what you do with the River Line. Once again, thank you very much. Kind regards, David Wicks.